Thanks for joining me at the table for this another tutorial. As you can see from the description above, Captain's Orders, Tacking. Now I have split Tacking into three categories, A, B and C. A being meaning sailing into the headwinds, B box hauling, and C taking Aback. Okay, so we're going to deal with sailing into the headwinds. So, if you take your measuring stick and you place it against the side of your vessel, the way I need to know is the point of no return to find out what the angle is. So, as you can see from the dice, the wind is blowing south. If you take your 6 and point that in the direction of the wind, whichever way it's coming, that is your point of no return, so to speak. That is as far as you can turn. So we need to get into this position. If we're at light sails, then you move your 5 inches forward. So if we move the ship back here, and we're going to place this vessel at 5 inches, and then going to turn the vessel. We put a marker here, 45 degrees. Okay, that's at light sails. That's your turn finished. In your second turn, you're going to go tacking. Alright? That tells everybody on the table that you're now about to tack. So you choose which option you want to go for. As in this case, of course, it's A, which is it. Sailing into the heavens. How do you do that? Let's move this out of the way. So we know that we're at light sails and we're tacking. We're going to pull the ship back a little bit. Just to give you. So, if you take your measuring stick and point that in the direction of the wind, so you know exactly where you are, that tells you wind is coming from. We are going to sail the ship, as you do. First, light sails. You move the vessel 5 inches forward. Okay. Now, I have placed in the description below a video that was based back in, or done back in the 1980s or sometime around about then, how to sail a ship, full rig ship, and in that it gives you all the maneuvers from even to backing and tacking. So you've got sailing into headwinds, box hauling, and taking Aback. The film itself shows you ship's operations, how the crew operates the ship, and then it also gives you diagrams of different maneuvers. And I thought to myself, I could transfer transfer them into gaming terms for Blackseas, and that's what I've done. So what you do here is you're using your sails and your rudder to turn you 90 degrees. So if you place your arrow at the stern of the ship, make sure that this side of your turn template is facing the direction of the wind. You turn your vessel into the wind. Don't forget this is controlled, and then with your rudder and your sails turned again, and it brings you into this position. That's you ready to move in the next turn. So basically you're zigzagging through the wind. Do you get what I mean? So next turn, you move your vessel 5 inches forward. You use the template again. You move first 45 degrees. And then with your rudder and your sails, you turn the vessel another 45 degrees, giving you 90 degrees turn. Now, if you're first rate, second rate, you only move 30 degrees. Okay. And that's basically it. So it'll be, sorry, if you're first rate or second rate, it'll be a 6 degrees turn, so every 30 degrees turn. So you can see that those larger ships were able to sail better into the wind than frigates and anything smaller. And that is basically it. Okay, that is tacking, sailing into the headwinds, controlled. So let's get on to the next one. Let's set the table up. Let's do this from with if you're at battle sails. Okay, your ship's sailing along at battle sails. The wind is coming in from the port side, and you're going to do your first maneuver at 5 inches. Brings you to here. We then take you either use this one or you use this one, the turning template, whichever you prefer, and it brings you to this position here. Your second maneuver brings us to this position here. Okay, now because you're back in, you're going into light sails, and you can tack for your final maneuver. So you turn this to here, this on this side, turn again 45 degrees. You're now ready, set up in the next turn. Make sure we are an angle, perfect. Just look at that, just slightly out, but there we go. And that's basically it. We're now ready for the next turn, when we will be at light sails. And that's, my friends, is sailing into the headwinds on battle sails. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Thanks for joining me at the table for another tutorial. As you can see from the description ahead of, it's captain's orders and it's tacking, and this is group B, box hauling. So as you can see, I have set my vessel up. Compass is set up. These are the turn templates we're going to use and the measuring stick, and this is the token we're going to represent us tacking. Okay, we have battle sails or light sails, so we're going to deal with light sails first. So let's put this one out of the way. So how does this work? Basically, you're going to sail into the wind, you're going to reverse back and go back the way you came. That is box hauling. So how does this work? So first of all, we move our 5 inches like so. We then take our turn template, point this in the direction of the wind. Sorry, start with this one first. Place the turn template at the back. We've got 45 degrees turn first, and that's the first turn, 45 degrees. And then the second one will be like so. So then this line is pointing in the direction of the wind, and that's you basically there. You stop at that point. We take our measuring stick. We roll back because the wind is now pushing us from this direction, from the south, pushing us back 3 inches. We stop here. We turn this template, place this line facing the direction of the wind, first 45 degrees, and then we turn again to give you a 90 degrees turn. That's you ready, set up to maneuver in the next turn. Okay, you can set off at light sails, or you can set off at battle sails or full sails. That all depends on you. Okay, let's do it now with battle sails. So we're tacking, as everybody knows, and let's get rid of this for a moment. And bring up this one, box hauling, group B. We're going to move our vessel 5 inches forward, like so. Take this template. I mean, you could use this one if you want to, but if you prefer this one, I'm going to use this one anyway. The first 45 degrees turn brings you to here. We then take that, make sure the white arrow is pointing to the stern of the ship. Turn the vessel a full 45 degrees. And that is you ready now to drop back 3 inches. Let's turn it this way around. We drop back 3 inches with this turn template. We then point this in the direction of the wind. Turn your first 45 degrees, then your second 45 degrees, and that's your 90 degrees turn. Using your sails and your rudders, and now your spankers and your jibs. We now move forward 5 inches, and that's us at battle sails. That's our tacking completed. So we came in this way, and that's the way we're going out. Okay. And that's basically box hauling. Okay, yeah. Thanks for watching, and I shall catch you in the next video. Thanks again for joining me at the table. As you can see from the description above, captain's orders, tacking. What we're dealing with today is taking Aback. How does this work? So we've just finished the turn. We sailed at battle sails, so we remove that one. We're now going to change to light sails because this maneuver can only be done in light sails. So we move our 5 inches as designated by the rate of knots. We then do a complete 360. You have to sail away from the wind. Okay, and that's a setup for the next turn. So you can then change now to battle sails or full sails. Okay, and that is taking aback as straightforward as that. Whatever angle, whichever which way the wind is blowing, you always turn away from the wind. That's all you got to remember. Okay, thanks for watching. You can place your tacking token if you wish to represent that's what you're doing, or you just go ahead and call it box rolling. That's right, taking aback. And that is basically it. So let's do that again. So there's your vessel. We were at battle sails, we're now changed to light sails, and we sail forward our standard maneuver of 5 inches. Okay, to this point here. We then do a complete 160 all the way around, pointing in the direction that we've just arrived coming. That's us ready to position ourselves, either turn to go battle sails, step light sails, battle sails, or full sails. Okay, and that is taking aback. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video.